Hello guys, it's me, Kolo The Wise, and I'm back with another video. This is not World of Warcraft. It's actually not even close to World of Warcraft. This is called Loop Hero, and it comes from the developers that made actually a lot of games that I didn't know of, or I didn't know it was made by them. But I think that the most known game from them is Hotline Miami. Um, it's kind of a roguelike game. I'm not making this video to showcase the the game or to tell you what the game is. I'm just trying to tell you in a couple of words what the game is like. So basically you have a hero, but instead of a normal role-like experience where you discover the dungeon, you discover it by actually building the dungeon and placing tiles and placing monster tiles that give you different monsters that you can fight, and each one of them has a different stat, or each one of them drops a different item, and you can place other tiles that give you different bonuses and so on. So I think I have around 68 hours, but out of those 68 hours I think that like at least, I don't know, 5-7 hours were AFK, where I let the PC open with the game running and I just went out or do something else. So let's say that I had maybe 60 hours of game time basically. Um, in this game you have to gather a lot of resources to build um, basically houses or different buildings that give you stats during your expeditions or outside of your expeditions. You can build houses, and then on your supply, these are actually items that you basically can equip before the expedition, and you get a lot of bonuses such as vampirism, which is like leech, or potions that you can use, or damage done to bosses and so on. But you need to gather a lot of resources, and this is one of the things that actually made me put so many hours in this game recently, in only a couple of days. Actually, I think in maybe a weekend, so something like that. I put 68 hours with AFK time, whatever. But basically you have to get a lot of resources and then build houses or cemeteries and something else, and then you can level up these, and you can get camp item slots, which are actually supply, and then you can put your items here, or you can build towers, or you can build everything that it's in this build tab. So there are quite a lot of things that you can build and actually help you. So that's why you need a good farming strategy. Now, I didn't watch any videos on how to farm because I didn't want to ruin my experience, but for some people, at least in the comment sections of those videos, I've seen that some of them want a pretty good experience and basically get free kind of resources without having to put too much thought in it. And the way I did it is like this. So there are basically 4 chapters, each one with a different boss. The last chapter, the 4th chapter, is the hardest because you have to fight all the first bosses, the official bosses or whatever, before the last boss. So we won't farm this. I actually killed the last boss recently. I was afraid to start doing this expedition. So what I did, I actually spent a lot of time farming the chapter 3 with the hunter boss, with either the necromancer or the rogue or the warrior, but I choose the rogue because it attacks the fastest and you can actually farm the fastest resources here. You can gear him up the fastest with the best items and so on. So if you play Loop Hero, you'll see that I have quite a lot of buildings already, and most of them are leveled up. I have all my watchtowers leveled up, and I would suggest you do that too, because it's actually not that hard to level them up, and you'll understand why I suggest you do that. And if you look at my supply, there are quite a lot of items for a beginner, but I've seen people with maybe 100 of these chairs, or something like that. Anyways, I start. So my build is like this. You basically make a deck, and whenever you kill a monster, there's a probability that you will get one of these cards. So in the first row I chose village, that I will combine with vampire mansion to create a ransack village to give me 4 zombies. And then I chose grove because the wolves are easy to kill, but you can choose spider cocoon too. But the reason I chose grove is that I can choose blood grove after and then put it near the camp tile, so I can actually kill the boss easier or other mobs there. I chose forest for the attack speed that it gives, and then I chose river to double the forest attack speed. But I will combine forest with storm temples to create burn forest and to actually give me magic damage. I will try to, I won't do the entire expedition, so I won't spend like 10 minutes doing it, or maybe I will, but I will speed up the video, who knows. But basically I will tell you what to do because the beginning is very important. The tile placement is very important. On the last row I actually chose Oblivion, but I don't think you actually need that. I chose this because when I see my hero has a low HP and I don't want to fight a certain enemy, I can use this to get rid of the tile which has a lot of mobs in it, or I can get rid of the storm temples after I kill the boss and I want to put some more forest or thickets in there. And as the golden cards, I chose Arsenal because it gives you 1 more item. Yes, it lowers its quality by 15%, but it's 1 more item that can save your life and gives you more stats, especially magic HP as a rogue. Anyways, you can also choose cemetery, but I'm not doing that. I found a lot of expeditions like this and they go pretty fast. Now there's one downside when farming chapter 3. The max amount of a resource you can get is 30. So whenever you level up, you might want to take traits such as increasing your resource cap or leaving 10% of your max resources in camp whenever you trespass the camp tile. So let's start. And this is how the game looks. We'll put the arsenal somewhere like far because I don't want him here. It's not like we're fighting the lich to have to use all the tiles around it, so I'll put it somewhere far. I'm equipping all the items and I'm not using any cheats so I can make the game faster. I will fight a couple of enemies. I got the blood grove. This one I will put near the cozy camp, so I can actually kill the mobs there, since it devours enemies that have less than 15 HP left. And you can use this also whenever you're combining villages and vampire mansions. And now the thing with the rivers is this. So usually what I do is I start the river here or here, so I can continue with the river like this and then move to the second side of the map and do just once again another U like that. And now let's say that I will put it here, so I will start like this, and then I use the forest, which give me only 1% hero attack speed, to burn, and then I use the thickets that gives me 2% attack speed to not burn and actually put near the river, and the river will double the effect of the landscape that are near them. So if I put the forest, let's say here, I actually got 2% attack speed. If I put the thickets, which give me 2% attack speed, I will get 4% attack speed. So let's put the village, I don't know, maybe here. Maybe I'll get a grove too, or a vampire mansion. No, yet another forest. I will try to play until I get like all the tiles that I need to show you how to place. Okay, so I got the vampire mansion. What I would usually do if I would have a grove already is I would put the vampire mansion somewhere around here. But now that I have a vampire mansion and the village on my map, I will put it here so I can show you what happened. So this is a normal village that kills you upon entering and gives you a quest. But when you put a vampire mansion near it, it transforms into a ransack village, and it spawns 4 ghouls once per loop, which will give you more resources. That's why we're here, to farm resources. and after 3 loops it transforms me into a Count's Land, which is basically the village but +1. So we go on. Another vampire mansions. Now that I got the second one, I can actually put it here in case I get a groove and I can a grove and I can start fighting them. So the thing about rogue is that whenever you fight enemies, you get only cards, not items too. You get trophies that you can exchange for rewards in camp. What that means is that you give all the rewards away and you get items. And the easiest class to level up with is actually the rogue, because you get a lot more items, and the more trophies you have, which you will have because you will have a lot of mobs on the map, the better the quality of the items will be, especially if you get some traits that lowers the quantity of items that you get but makes the quality of them better. So I'll just put random items here, whatever. Okay, I got another forest. And if you get forests until you get a storm temple to burn in a plus, I hope I will get it. But if you get it, if you get a lot of forest, try not to put the forest on the same line as a camp tile, because here it will be the storm temple that will burn the forest and will give you magic damage instead of attack speed. Try to keep that in mind, because you might not have an oblivion to destroy the forest, and you don't want that. It's a card, it's a lost card basically. So this is how a fight with a ransacked village looks. You can fight all these zombies pretty easily with any class, I think. Sometimes on the Necromancer it was pretty hard, because the Necromancer has attack speed, but the attack speed actually affects how fast you spawn skeletons, instead of having the skeletons attack faster. So I didn't get any grove yet, and not a storm temple. This is not actually going well. I think the video is like 12 minutes already. Now, since I got another vampire mansion, I can put it wherever you want, especially here, so I can have more enemies if I fight this. You will end up having the map full of tiles such as vampire mansions or groves or thickets or rivers, because you're here to farm a lot. You will stay for even 10, 12, maybe 15 loops if you have the good traits to farm. And the reason I said to level up your watchtowers is because, as you've seen, like in the second that it went, you get 4 rangers that attack your enemy, and that's why whenever you get a grove, you actually want to put it near the camp, so you can fight them even easier. And again, no grove. Okay, yet another forest. So as I said, don't put it on the camp tile line, put it above or below, depends on how you start. And yet another ticket or thicket. I hope it would be faster, because once I got all the tiles and I show you how to place them, I think the video would be done like 5 minutes ago already. And I level up, so I look at my hero traits menu, and I think I will choose the axis tilt, which makes the time fly 15% faster. That means that the day goes 15% faster. Again, I'm not here to explain how the game works. I'm here to actually show my farm method, which is actually pretty easy. And yes, it might be harder for you because you might not have that many supplies in your camp, but it's still pretty easy because I used to do it all the time before I went into the chapter 4 because I wanted to be prepared. So now that we got our second village, we can put it somewhere else and it will spawn a bandit camp. And I usually just destroy bandit camps because the bandits have a chance to destroy my items, and even though I can farm items pretty easily, I just don't want my items to be destroyed. Even more forest, not one grove. This is insane. If you upgrade your watchtowers to max level, your crossbowman will help you fight up to 4 tiles. That's only on the last level. If you upgrade them only up to like I think 3 or 4, they might help you up to 2 or 3 tiles. But I upgraded them all to max level because it's not that hard, and they help me fight up to here and up to here. So it's actually quite a lot of damage coming from them. Okay, now that I got the grove, finally, I can put it somewhere here or here. And after I pull the grove, I can put the blood grove here. And this devours enemies that have less than 15 HP. And sometimes spawns a mob that actually gives me more resources, but it's also harder to kill. But if you have a blood grove already put on the map, you can use the second card to put it around here, I mean near it, and it becomes a hungry grove, which attacks your hero, but the damage itself is pretty low, but also devours enemies that have less than 20 HP left. So you kill enemies with basically 20 HP less, especially the boss. This also affects bosses, and that's why it's very good, and I suggest you actually use it as much as you can. And now only if I get the Storm Temple I can show you where to put it, although you kind of know, but I want to show you the effect on it. And I still didn't get it. Maybe now. And you see that the ransack village turned into a council land, which is basically the village that gives me a better quest and heals me for more. But usually I destroy that and put another village in place because I don't actually need the better quest and I don't need the healing, since the rogue has vampirism by itself. You don't have to have regen items or vampirism items because you don't even get them. And now that I got a Storm Temple, so I'll put a Storm Temple here, and you'll see that it has these 4 blue lines. These are actually the lines in which it affects. So if I put it like this, it will burn the forest on this line, but in the same time it will attack the items on the lines like this and here. And I will put it here because I want to kill the boss fast. And the reason I put it here too is to burn all this forest. And once I burn them, I even got more resources to create a metamorphosis orb, which is pretty hard to get. I think this is one of the hardest easy orbs to get, or how you want to call it. So basically that's what I do. That's how I farmed. And until the end, that's basically the same. All the tiles, all the grove tiles, you will put first near your camp so your watchtowers can actually do their job. You put vampire mansions in such a way that you can use the villages to create ransacked villages and to have more zombies. You destroy every bandit camp that appears, and you can also destroy, later in the game, you can also destroy tiles that have monsters that you know you will not be able to kill. So you can save a lot of time and get rid of the chances of you dying and losing resources, even if you have resurrection charges from the cemetery or from the trades. So it's a long video, I know, I'm sorry, but maybe I'll come back with another farming method. Basically this is it. This is what you do even after the boss. This is everything that you do. You fill the map with thickets, and with forests that you will later burn with storm temples, and you will try to find like the balance between the attack speed and the magic damage. I think that you should stop at like 150% attack speed and then go on with the magic damage as much as you want, because you will have attack speed bonuses anyways from like the items that you equip. And then you will fill the map with groves or ransacked villages alongside vampire mansions, and basically that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Kolo The Wise, and see ya later.